So you mentioned some of those acquisitions. The company has been quite acquisitive. Where do you see M&A opportunities in 2026 and even beyond? What's exciting to you right now?
Yeah, so I mean, the thrust of our M&A strategy has been to accelerate the technology development of our digital asset infrastructure. So adding components like MPC custody through Palisade, as well as strengthening our stablecoin offering with Rail. That's kind of part one of our strategy. Part two has been acquiring complementary businesses that could be users of this infrastructure. So in the case of G Treasury, they serve 1,000 corporates. Using stablecoins as a new payment mechanism to make cross-border money transfer a lot more efficient has been on the minds of corporates. And so, we now are going to be plugging in those G Treasury customers to our infrastructure. And in the case of Ripple Prime, they serve hundreds of hedge funds, and we are kind of pushing further into that space of applying blockchain and stablecoins to make collateral mobility a lot more efficient.
What about acquiring an exchange? Because some of the biggest digital asset companies that many would argue are in your space, they actually have exchanges like Binance, for example, Coinbase, for example. Would an exchange make sense?
I mean, exchanges are definitely key partners of ours. Those are the primary centralized exchanges have been historically the primary venues of liquidity for crypto and digital assets. We are really excited about how decentralized exchanges have been kind of building momentum as new venues of liquidity, which that plays into one of the core strengths of the XRP Ledger technology we use. So they've been key partners to ours. We don't have plans to seek an acquisition in that realm, but I think another interesting kind of trend we're seeing in crypto is the verticalization of the technology stack. So you mentioned Coinbase. Coinbase has now developed its own layer one base or layer two, and we're seeing that kind of across the board with the main players in crypto seeking to kind of integrate the full stack from the blockchain to the stablecoin to custody technology, on and off ramps, et cetera.
All right, good stuff. Monica Long, really appreciate your joining us and hope to catch up with you again. Ripple President Monica Long there on Bloomberg Crypto.